What's going on YouTube? Ethan Sanders back with another video today on Sanders TV. We got a really cool video for you today. I got a hit on a shoe for retail like you've seen in the thumbnail. Super excited for it. It's a shoe I've never had before. It's pretty different. It's a very polarizing shoe, you know what I mean? Some people really like it, some people hate it. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Enough of the waiting. I'm bringing to you guys a Yeezy. You know, hit it on for retail, showed you in the thumbnail, but it's not a regular Yeezy 700. You can see right here in the box, it's actually the Mnvn. So I'll get you guys this side on the size tag. Yeezy 700 Mnvn, size 13, made by Adidas, all the usual stuff. And yeah, let's just talk first about the model. A lot of people don't really like this model because I feel like some people might not like the materials used on it. Some people might not like just the design because it's very like loud. I think it's personally kind of a cool shoe. It's like something very different, you know, it stands out when you're wearing it. That's why I like it. I like my shoes kind of like stand out for the most part. I like things that'll kind of like grab people's attention and they'll remember it, you know what I mean? So that's just kind of like why I like it. But with this one, I have actually kind of like a cool little story about it. So let's get into that. All right, so story behind it is basically wake up Monday morning, just sitting there, I'm just looking through my thing. I woke up kind of late because I was up kind of late the night before. It's like, let's say 8 maybe, I don't know. And it's like an hour before that, I had a notification from Adidas saying like, oh, get into the drop. The new Yeezys just came out. You have like one last chance to get it, you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, whatever, I'm probably not gonna get them anyways. So I just went in there, put in my information like usual, got into the raffle, went back to sleep. Woke up an hour later again because you know I was tired. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Come back, wake up an hour later, check my phone, and it's like, congratulations, you hit. I was like, what? I was like kind of tripping out because I've never hit on like a sneakers, Adidas, like nothing. I've literally never hit for something for retail. So I'm checking it out. I actually kind of like the shoe. It's like pretty interesting. It's a model I've never had before, so I'm hyped. You know, then I'm just sitting there, I'm kind of like, man, it's probably gonna take me a few days to get these. I don't like waiting, you know, I'm impatient. Stuff like that. And then the very next day, get the box at my door. Shows up the next day. I'm like, man, somebody was listening. Somebody over Adidas was like tapped in on my phone. They know what's going on. You know, just something like that. Because there's no way I'm supposed to be able to get a shoe like the next day. But yeah, so that was pretty dope. Yeah, that's just kind of like how I got the shoe. So enough of my talking, just about my stories. I'm gonna show you guys the shoe now, kind of break it down, show you what I like and dislike about it and all the good stuff. So let's get into that. All right, so I got the shoes right here. Left side of the shoe, you see, or left shoe rather, we have 700 right there. You know, you can see it going on. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All this right here, this 700 is all super reflective. Up here, this black part right here is reflective also. Back here, these little hits right here are reflective. And then also these ones up here in the front. So they definitely went like all out with the reflectiveness on these ones, you know, like you're gonna be seeing if you're taking pictures or at nighttime, you know, headlights and all that. And then one of the designs that I'm not like, I don't dislike it, but it was just kind of like an odd, it looks kind of weird, is that on the right shoe, they did it backwards. So like this 700 right here is backwards as compared to the regular left shoe. But you know, all the same things on this side right here, you got your same thing going on, 700, the toe. And then on the inside of the shoe is kind of weird. They didn't put anything at all. So that's one of my like little dislikes, is that like the inside of the shoe is pretty like plain and like boring kind of, just because there's nothing there. But you know, overall, you got so much going on this side, it kind of like makes up for it, you know what I mean? Now that we're gonna get like a little bit closer into it, right here on the toe, I don't remember exactly how they worded it, but it's basically like a no stitch overlay. So it's like they didn't stitch the two pieces of material together, which basically just means that they either like hot pressed it on or glued it or some like form or variation of that kind of a thing. So instead of having like stitching lines, it's just this piece right on top of it, no stitching, you know, like extra seams, anything like that. So I think that's kind of cool that they were able to do that and be able to like have that new type of way to have the things kind of put together without needing to like stitch it and all those kind of things that people have been doing in the past. I feel like it's just kind of like more adds on to that like futuristic look that I feel like Kanye and Adidas is always trying to go for. Next up is probably the most, not necessarily important, but like the thing that most people talk about when they see this shoe or when they get this shoe in hand is the actual material of it. So as you can see, it's kind of like wrinkly, you know what I mean? Right here, all across it, all across the entire shoe, it's kind of like a windbreaker in a sense. I might do a test to see if they're waterproof. So leave down in the comments if you want to see that, like see if we can get this shoe to be waterproof, if it is, if it isn't, you know, that kind of a thing. Drop down below if you want to see that. but it just kind of feels like a windbreaker or like a jacket almost, which is also what it looks like, because when you're wearing it on foot, which you'll see at the very end of the video, that it's, I have the on foot portion, and you can kind of like see it wrinkling when I step around and stuff like that. So it's not like, it's not the most like pleasing on the eye when you see the wrinkles, but I think overall it kind of just like does its own thing, because I feel like if it didn't wrinkle at all and just kept its one shape the entire time, it might look kind of like a little funny, just because it might look a little too stiff. So I feel like how they did it, how they executed it, ended up the way that I think I would like it the most. I've kind of like rambled about the materials about it, but I just know that's basically like the majority of the shoe, because there's not a whole lot going on materials wise. So I kind of want to like put that as emphasis. So sorry if I rambled a little bit. Last step, when we're breaking down the shoe right here, I'm going to talk about the bottoms just a little bit, because you can see on a lot of other Adidas, there's either exposed boost at the bottom or like the big part of it, like what's famous on the 350s. But this one, you can like barely see it, kind of how most 700s are, which is kind of interesting, because in the 700 V3, they took down the price from that 300 to, I want to say, 220, but I believe that they made it to where there's no boost in it. So that one, it's not as comfortable, but it's just kind of like, I'm not the hugest fan of the V3. I might pick up a pair for do a review, or if there's a colorway that I like, but that one's just kind of odd. It looks very slick, but we're not talking about that one. This one does have the boost, like I told you, all black midsole, which I like personally, because the midsole on the Yeezys is what, in my opinion, kind of gets dirtiest the most, just because they're usually like that foam or like boost. And I feel like that part, it just gets dirty and it's kind of hard to keep it clean. So with this, you don't have to worry about that. You know, this whole shoe, basically just this colorway in general, I feel is able to stay pretty clean just in general, because it's usually mostly darker colors. And even this green, I feel like you're not gonna be able to really tell if it does get dirty as much. Okay, one last thing, because I actually forgot that in the newer Yeezy, they've been putting this new logo inside of the shoe. So like trying to get it right here, if you guys could see the little like globe with the Yeezy next to it. They've been adding that into all their like newer shoes, not all, but like a lot of their newer shoes, like the Yeezy 350 Compact. I kind of want to try a pair of those. They look pretty cool. I've heard they're like the most comfortable Yeezys and stuff like that. But yeah, I noticed that when I first opened the box that these ones had it, and like obviously like, other Yeezys don't have that. But I think he's just been doing that on his newer releases, because it's probably going to be some form of like a new brand or like a new extension of Yeezy that we might be seeing coming out in the future. So just kind of like look forward for that. Leave down below if you've gotten any Yeezys like recently that have that in there, or if you've noticed a difference, because I personally don't really notice a difference besides just it having the logo and other ones not. All right, I've talked a bunch, I've given you the rundown, I've explained and probably over explained all about the shoe. I'm now gonna get it over to the on foot portion of the video where you can see it, how I wore it. I think I only put it on with shorts in this video. Leave down below if you want to see another video styling it with like 5 different outfits or something like that. That's something I'd definitely be able to do, because I feel like this shoe is very odd and like just unique. So I feel like it'd be kind of fun to do a styling video, trying to help like rack my brain and see like what I could come up with for this shoe. So yeah, if you want to see that, leave it down below. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button, all that thing. I'm gonna leave my social media down below. Go follow me there. DM me if you have anything else you want to see. This has been Ethan Sanders on Sanders TV, and I'm out.